Coach Amelia Adair here. Welcome back to my channel. I had a guy tell me he loved my wig. Okay. Had to take it off. Fine. Okay, yes. I love my wig too. But let me tell you. Okay. Shing, shing, shing. Gotta switch it up too. Anyway, enough about that. But yes, ladies, listen, a wig is cute, but make sure you love all of you. Okay? Okay. All right. Guys, I got a good word for y'all today. So tune in and zoom in and get your notepad out because I've had this question too many times with my clients. So I just want to bring it broad so that, I could touch a couple more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to jump right into it because when I tell y'all it's on my heart, it's on my heart today. So I should have got some water because I've been chatting, but I don't. I tried to eat a mint thinking it was going to soothe the grooves, but no, it didn't. And my breath feel fresher, you know what I'm saying? Shang. So, guys, the question of the day is, hold on. Excuse me, no, I don't have COVID. No, I don't have a cold. Just got a little cough, you know what I'm saying? So, the question of the day, y'all know I'm always being nosy. Anyway, the topic of the day is, how do you know, a lot of us often get confused when we're making our decisions and we're going through life and we're just, growing. And then the question will come about like, well, how do I know it's from God? You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely if you're somebody that just, you're spiritual, you're religious, whatever it is, you want to make sure it's from God and not from the enemy, whoever the enemy is. The enemy is different to a lot of different people, so that's why I say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has a different form of it, but overall it's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So how do you know it's from God and it's not from the enemy? Well, I'm gonna let y'all know a little secret that God don't come in confusion. You know what I'm saying? So one sign that can help you, eliminate your doubts or your confusion is to understand that God is not going to confuse you. You know what I'm saying? When he's bringing you something, it's going to be clear as day. It's not going to be all those different questions. Sorry, that's my other phone. It's not going to be all them different questions and things like that. And another good way is the way I love, when I know for sure, when I'm just like, all right, spot on, is alignment, So when I'm going to use an example so you can understand what I'm saying. Bear with me. But when God comes to you and he's, blessing you and things like that, you're going to be in alignment with him. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start to see things in twos and threes. Okay? So, yes. Somebody calling me on my phone didn't stop recording. I'm so excited because usually it stops recording, but I think I had to do the update. So I did the update and I'm excited right now. But yes, guys, it's going to be in alignment, like you're going to see it and see it and see it and see it and see it more than one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be put in your face. So, and before I get to my story real quick, and what you got to understand is God knows all your moves. So before you even decide to make a decision, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you start questioning, like, is this what God is this what God got for me? He already done set everything up for you way before. Like, God knows all of your moves, like the moves that's for you. And let me just explain how I'm always having wow moments and I'm just sitting there, and it could be something little or it could be something big. You know what I'm saying? And I just be sitting there like, I have the question appear up in my head. And God knows I'm gonna have that question. Trust me, He knows. Because then He comes with the validation. You know what I'm saying? He comes with validation. He'll validate His moves for you to see them clear. But a lot of times we rushing and we thinking God wants us to do things immediately. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all He's not Uber Eats. So what you guys got to understand is that you got to sit back and be patient. If you're not sitting back and be patient, you can't see clear moves. You know what I'm saying? You got too much confusion going on. So let me just explain one perfect scenario that'll really help you guys understand what I'm saying. All right, so I read a lot of books, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, guys, I be finding some great books in the thrift shop. You know, a lot of people just kind of throw away good books. And Dollar Tree too. There's been some like $20, $30 books in Dollar Tree for $1. But that's how much people don't read. So books are kind of like, who needs a book? You know what I'm saying? So lucky for me, someone who actually like books, I'd be getting all the great deals. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, oh. So when I'm looking for books, I kind of like read the back of the books. And so I buy a lot of books that I still haven't even read yet. You know what I'm saying? Like when I read a book, I like to digest the book. I like to put the book into action. You know what I'm saying? Definitely if it's one of those growth books. I like to try things out. And the only way to understand something for me is if I'm, hands-on. I'm a hands-on learner. So that's why y'all see I talk with my hands. So I give pictorial, but that's just the way I learn. I learn from visual. Like I need to see. And I think a lot of us are learners like that. We just may not know it. You know what I'm saying? We may not think about it. So yeah, so I was buying some books. I was in the thrift shop. I was looking through some books, and I found like 3 good books for $1, $2. So one of the books was like the positive thinking, the power of positive thinking. Because there's a lot of times where I just need to read a page if I'm, off balance. And I'm like, well, let me just get a page, get my mind together. And it just keeps me aligned, right? But there's sometimes I'll have the book kind of sitting where my books to read. Like I have like a little pile of books. But I actually go to the pile of books. I actually read the books. But sometimes I don't get to it right away. Right? So I got this one book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Vincent Peale, something like that. I didn't get the whole name. I should have wrote it down, but y'all know I don't be coming with no postcards to talk. I just be talking. So anyway, so I had the book. I bought the book like 2 months ago. I bought the book this is what I mean by, time. You got to give yourself time. So I bought this book 2 months ago, and I put it to the side. And I think I read the back, and I think I read the first page, and I was like, I want to really read this book. Like I said, when I read, I like to digest it. I like to comprehend. I like to take my time. I can't rush and read a book just to be like, I read the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, it served me no purpose. I sat around, I rushed through the book, I missed the lessons. So it takes me a little bit longer to read books because, first of all, my schedule is very busy. And 2, I like to read things like thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't like it to. Anyway, so I had the book, right? And then I bought the book like 2 months ago. Then yesterday, guys, I was on social media, and then Steve Harvey thing popped up. I think I follow him. I don't know, but the Family Feud, you know what I'm saying? Like how he be chatting in Family Feud. He be speaking some good stuff though. He don't be just chatting, but he be actually saying some great motivational tips. So, excuse me. So he's talking about how his life changed when he joined Amway. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I think I've heard about Amway maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It's one of those companies that you basically, it's like one of those companies that, you got to work your way up. You got to sell stuff. You got to, get your family to shop on a website. it's called Amway. You could Google Amway. Amway is like a business basically. But he's saying how his life changed because he his life changed because he started reading the books, right? So then he was like, one of the best two books I read was The Power of Positive Thinking and something else. And then I paused it right then and there because I'm like, The Power of Positive Thinking. Like a red flag went off in my head. I'm like, wait, I just bought that book for $1. You know what I'm saying? Or $2 from the thrift shop 2 months ago. I just haven't had the chance to read it, but it's been sitting there looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. But I just haven't had the time to go to it. And when I do have time, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just get a little lazy. You know, I'm human. So then I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's the chances, you know what I'm saying, that I find a book just looking at books. You know, I'm not looking for a particular book. I just find this book called The Power of Positive Thinking for $1, $2. You know what I'm saying? Like, we spend $2 for chips. You know what I'm saying? And then Steve Harvey comes and he's like, you know, my life changed when I read that book. So now I'm sitting there like, about this. Now I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I need to put this book on top of the list. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the book down here, like, to next, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm reading this other book now and it's so good. So now I'm like, well, maybe I could put this one down because I done got a lot out of it and I need to take a moment and, you know, digest and start reading this next book called The Power of Positive Thinking, right? So that's what I mean, like, he's gonna make it known. You know what I'm saying? That is just a little small example. And of course, y'all know I ran and went and picked up the book. And I overlooked something on the back of the book. So on the back of the book it said how to I should have bought this book. I did not think I was gonna talk about this book. That's what I need to start planning. But it talked about basically, like, you know, how to deal with situations, or like I think it said problems or something like that, but with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how to get over it yourself. And or how to, it was a how to, and it was relating to something that I was trying to basically get through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was basically trying to get through this little confusion I had in my life, and I didn't quite have the answer to it just yet. You know, I'm just being patient. I'm not like, I don't know, going crazy about it. But basically, my answer was right there in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here, like, waiting for a sign, or I don't really want to talk to the wrong person, or I don't want to jump to conclusions, you know what I'm saying? But my answer was right in the book. It was right there. I had the book for 2 months, and, you know, God directed me to that book again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I see you thinking about this a lot. Go read that book. So when it's something from God, you know, because I know a lot of y'all be like, y'all don't really believe, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be faking it because y'all think people crazy that believe in it. But this is how you get certain signs from, like, something is for you. Okay? So if you missed it, listen. It's something just as, y'all make it too complicated. It's that a lot of y'all don't pay attention enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of y'all just be zoned into who knows what. Me, I pay attention. When I find something that's interesting or intriguing, or, you know, could help me grow in a positive light, I pay attention to it because I'm moving in a positive light. I'm not going backwards. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving forward. So me buying that book 2 months ago, I knew it was something good in it. You know what I'm saying? It said The Power of Positive Thinking. That's all I try to do that's all I do is think positive. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that book had some good juice in it. And I still didn't even finish reading the book, so I know it's more to come. So I'm going to have a part 2 once I finish reading the book. You know what I'm saying? But then you have 2 months later, boom, Steve Harvey said the name of the exact book. I'm like, no way. This $2 book that I got from the thrift store, you know what I'm saying? And then I paused the video because I just got excited from there. I didn't even want to hear what else Stevie Harvey had to say. I said, hold on, your message was sent to me real quick. Paused it, read to the book, looked through the book a little bit more. I didn't read it yet, but I was skimming through the chapters, and I was really I was more intrigued in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more, I don't know, important to my life at the moment. Important to my life, period. So then I go through the book and I've come across 4 or 5 different points that just answered the 4 or 5 questions I was struggling with. You know what I'm saying? Like I had these questions and I was just like, not putting blame on myself, but we all do it. We all will run across situations and we're curious. We want to know if we did something wrong or if we missed something. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what could I do better? Where can I improve? And things like that. So that is just a very simple example for you guys to understand when something is from God. Like he's patient. And Steve Harvey said in another video, like he doesn't have the clock we have, and that made me really be like, y'all be trying to clown Steve Harvey, but he be speaking some game. You know what I'm saying? He made it, so I'm not gonna listen to somebody that don't make it and try to say, you get what I'm saying? Like, so he was just basically saying like God don't got our watch. He got his own time. So he's moving behind the scenes even when you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's putting things so good into perspective, you won't have no question. You won't have no doubt. So if you come to a point and you're trying to make a decision and you can't really put your finger on it just yet, then that means you need to sit back and wait. When you are not sure and it's it could be this and it could be that, you need to just be patient because he's still working. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still some things he's trying to get going and he needs you to just be patient. He don't need you to be so ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, or he needs you to be ready, but he needs you to grow a little more. He needs you to learn a little more. He needs you to be more alert. He needs you to pay attention. Some of us want answers right away because, again, we're used to Amazon, we're used to Uber Eats, so we're used to having everything right now that we don't have any patience, like true patience. Patience is not waiting for your food at the drive-thru. That's not patience, guys. Like that's a little bit of it. So patience is bigger than you may think, and you need to do some more work if you are still confused. And some of you guys really need to, I say this on my other videos, but y'all need to reevaluate. Sometimes you think you got it all figured out because you watched one video. One video is going to get you moving, but you still got to watch more videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't think of it like school. When you go through school, when they put you through grade school, they don't just put you through one grade and say, okay, here's the world. Look how many different grades you have to go through before you graduate. And then when you graduate, you still got to go to another school and another school. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to keep going because there's so much that you be surprised that you just don't know. Don't be the person that be like, I know it all. Even though I have a lot of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of wisdom. Definitely for my age. But I still have room to grow. I still have room to learn new things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Miss Know-It-All. And when someone is willing to, or schooling me, no offense taken. I'm sitting back. I got my pen. I got my paper. And I'm taking notes. Because the goals keep going. And I made a post about this. Like, the goal isn't to have an end goal. The goal is to get to another goal. To get to another goal. And enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us are just having a race. Like, where are you running to? There's no finish line. The only finish line is, you know what I'm saying? The end of the line. So I'm not rushing to the finish line. I want to live every day full of life, full of love, full of happiness. But if I'm trying to rush that process, I'm missing it. Like, I don't know. Put this down. I don't know, well, I do know, kind of know. I know we've been taught to kind of like be in competition with one another and hurry up and go for grabs. And that's a savage mentality. You know what I'm saying? So if you a savage, you on the wrong page. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason to act in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in a time, a blessed time, where there is literally enough for everyone. And it may not seem like it at the very moment. Maybe things is crowded wherever you are. I'm not sure. But once you roll and kind of break out of things and shift your mindset and move in a positive light, then you will be able to realize that you don't have to operate in the savage mode. You don't have to be, this is for me, this is for me, this is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us are driving ourselves insane by trying to live like that, So, I know there was a lot. But, guys, if you really want a happy life, you really want to be a better person, you know what I'm saying? And you really want to grow and you really want to make some changes. Definitely those who, there's a lot of supporters of the Black Lives Matter, like that was a really big part of the pandemic that could have been overlooked by a lot of people, or maybe kind of looked at, but then now that the pandemic's coming to an end, like no one's really talking about Black Lives Matter anymore. But it's still an important subject in the world that we live in today. And there are a lot of people that are experiencing racism. And me, I live in the South, so I still experience racism every day. You know what I'm saying? But what can we really do about it? Can we walk around angry and being mad at every person and assume they out to get us? Or can we start to do some work within ourselves so that the generation to come won't have to experience as much as we experience? So some of us don't know where to start, but we need to start by facing the truth. And we can't expect people to treat our race better if we don't treat our race better. And every little thing matters. So something as small as how women are treated, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women that I coach have been hurt. I mean, hurt by men. And do we walk around and hate the men? You know what I'm saying? Two wrongs don't make a right. No, we don't walk around and hate the men. But we can start as women having more boundaries, having more standards, knowing your worth and really living by it. Some of us love to put beautiful captions, but behind closed doors, are getting treated like I don't want to offend anyone, of course, but you're not even getting treated like you should be getting treated. So it starts with that, because then more healthier families can be, present. There's not a lot of healthy, black families that are normal. Yes, we see rich and all that, but what about the ones right in your perimeter? And sometimes too, like, we need to start loving ourselves more. Some of us don't love ourselves at all and want to show so much love to someone else before you even love yourself. Like, what sense does that make? It doesn't make that much sense to me. But you gotta start loving yourself. Take your time. A lot of us are rushing. We spend 2 months with ourselves and we think that's enough. Think of it like this. Like, a lot of us want a man to marry us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we trying to live by, which don't make that much sense. I think you should, of course, want to get married, but I don't think you should live by it. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you start living by it, you go a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if you want someone to trust you and love you, that's going to take time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to meet someone and spend maybe the rest of your life with them, but before you spend the rest of your life with them, you need about a year, 2 years to know if y'all compatible. So if that takes about 2 years, how you want to give yourself 2 months to love yourself? You need to give yourself 1 to 2 years to work on yourself, to practice positive thinking, that it becomes who you are naturally. Sorry, hello, bitch. You're not gonna do something, live a certain way for about 20, 30 years and expect to just change it in 2 months. It takes time. You need to take your time to work on you and watch how things will slowly start to unfold, and what's for you is literally going to come right to you. You're not even going to have to do anything. It's just going to be there. And I can't express that enough. That's why I'm always transparent with you guys, because I want you guys to really understand that life isn't perfect, So enjoy yourself. Don't try to just be like Miss Perfect Sergeant, you know what I'm saying, hoping that someone is going to like you, because be who you are, and some people are just not going to like it. And that is totally okay. Like, it just wasn't for you. And that way, I have more love to share with the people that are for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel better when I'm around people that truly care. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to being around the ones that don't really care. I don't waste too much of my time. Because then when I start to try to squeeze into their life and they don't really want me there, I start to feel insecure, or I start to feel sad, or I start to get anxiety. You get what I'm saying? Like, then my confidence go down, so it's just like, that's not worth the stress. It's not worth stress trying to fit into a life that's just not made for you. Like, you don't like it. You don't like it because you complain about it. If you're complaining about it more than once a day, chances are you don't like it. So you should try to just change it, grow, evolve, move on. And all them things sound nice and easy to say. I know it's hard. But watch a video a day if you have to. Watch a video twice. Sometimes, like I said, you'll be watching a video and you hear something that hit and you just be like, oh, oh. You know what I'm saying? So your mind will start racing. That's why you heard me say when I heard Steve Harvey say what he said, I didn't want to miss nothing else, so I paused the video. Sometimes I pause the video just to gather my thoughts. I need to hear my thoughts, understand them, write them, comprehend them, and then, okay, now my mind is clear, play. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all just trying to rush. I gotta watch it to the end. Y'all keep trying to rush to the end. Stop rushing to the end. The end is always going to be there. The end is always going to be there. Okay? Don't rush for it. Take your time. Take about time. Listen. Every day Okay, I don't know what tomorrow may hold, but I know it's gonna be great, and that's all that matters. Walk by faith, honey. Hallelujah. All right, guys. Whew, that's all I got for you today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting me, following me. I appreciate it. It keeps me giving you guys this great $1 million content, and I want to see you guys be great. I want to see you guys live the life you deserve. Why not? Why not? All right, Coach Amelia here, and I see you guys in my next video.